Hey, I'm Josh, and I'm going to show you how to install a die in the Comco Cadet. First, you have to pick out the right die. It's the one that you fit and distorted the design for. Now you want to open the box and make sure that the cuts on the die are clean and blemish proof. If there are any major blemishes or nicks, the die can't be used and must be repaired. This is also a good time to make sure it is sharpened. Next, you're going to gather all the supplies you need, which of course will be the die blocks for the die, one round notched and one square notched, and the assist roller. Now it's time to install the die, but first you have to take off the S-clamps from the top of the die section. Now you're going to take the die out of its protective box, and you want to make sure there's a washer on the gear side so that the die block is not rubbing directly up against the side of the die. Now pick up the square notch die block and put it onto the gear side of the die and make sure that the thin edge is facing towards you. At this point, you don't even need to worry about the rounded die block for the front of the die. You're going to match up the notches of the square die block with the guides in the die section. Once you have the die slid all the way down into place, you're going to want to make sure that the gears are meshing, because if they're not, they could crush the gears and ruin the die. Now that the gears are meshing, it's time to put on the round front die block. You want to make sure that there is no side-to-side movement in the die. If there is, it's simply fixed by putting washers onto the end of the die until there is no more sideways movement. Now that the die is in place, it's time to install the assist roller. A thing to remember when you're installing the assist roller is that you want to keep it perfectly level when you're putting it on, so it doesn't get wedged in, which saves time and it's much less annoying. Once the assist roller is in all the way, you're going to put the S-clamps back on and tighten down the sides only, not the middle knob. Once the S-clamps are tightened all the way down, now it's time to tighten the die down. You're going to turn the knobs on the top of the S-clamps until they touch the die box barely. Then grab both with each hand and tighten them both at the same time so they apply the pressure evenly across the die. Finally, you want to go back and double check these three important things. First, you want to make sure that the die blocks are installed properly. Then, you're going to make sure that the gears are all meshing. And finally, you're going to make sure there is no side-to-side movement in either the die or the assist roller. And once that is complete, you are done and ready to move on to the next step of setting up your flexography printer.